Welcome to another episode of the Calm and Chaos podcast. Enjoy.
Okay, we're going in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of the Calm and Chaos podcast. I think I got more calls about when is the first episode coming out than I got when my grandmother died.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, people have been waiting, bro.
Like, people have been asking me, where is this episode? But, yeah, I could share the stories on why we've been a bit late, but rather not.
I think just go through it a bit.
You think?
Because we wanted to make it special.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then we couldn't rush it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rather, have you dealt with celebrities before?
Not even, man.
Not even.
But we got a big one today.
Oh yeah?
A-list.
Oh,
Accomplished. The sauce.
Yeah. Like today, there's a very special episode. I know my mom don't know how to use YouTube.
She doesn't.
But she's definitely gonna have to find out. She has to find out how it works.
Hey, you'll send an SMS
Yeah.
and a link.
And a link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special episode. We've got I don't know. I came to Joburg in 2009.
Of course.
Right? And when you're from another province, when you come to Joburg, one of the hardest stations was YFM.
Of course.
Come through.
Yeah.
That's all you have to hear.
Yes.
That's what you come here for, if you like radio, of course. And there's some voices you hear and you don't forget. There's some faces you see and you don't forget. And then there's some people you hear and they influence you forever. And then there's the accents, which are distinctive.
Of course.
You understand? So one of those voices for me when I was just entering Joburg was one from Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
I don't know how much you know about her, but I know quite much, but I'm not the one to tell her. I'm not the one to tell her. Because if I would paint my own picture, it's a little bit selfish and inaccurate. So we thought, why don't we have her here for the podcast? Yes. So without any further ado, I think you guys guess who we have on the show today. None other than Samantha. I don't know, did you change your name?
Mutsiri, see? Lihoko. Yes, thank you.
Wait, are you really getting rid of the old government and your name is going with it?
Absolutely. By the way, that was a fantastic intro. I absolutely love that intro.
Oh.
Did you write it down, bro?
No, I just thought about it right now.
Yeah.
I think I was inspired. But anyway, Sammy, thank you for coming to the podcast today. I don't know, it's going to be a very special episode, eh?
I hope so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Good. I don't know if I should get straight into it yet, but I think just in terms of how I'm feeling mentally, spiritually, physically, I'm in a completely different space. And if anything, I have my experience out here to thank for that, actually. It's been a very interesting journey, and I can tell you now that 4 years ago I didn't feel the way that I feel right now. I didn't think the way that I thought back then, and I most certainly wasn't making the decisions that I make today.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm good. That's a long answer for I'm good. I'm fine, and you?
That sounds good. But to go back to it, where is the start of Sammy Sosa, if you were to put it?
So I was actually meant to be a journalist. My dad wanted me to go to Rhodes. He actually wanted me to dodge bombs and literally be a TV journalist abroad. And that didn't really work out. I studied sociology, ethics, anthropology, English, language and communication. There was no, media anywhere. But in high school, I was kind of a popular kid. I was buds with everyone, and I love drama. Drama was my 8th subject, and I think that's where I really got to to just be myself, have fun and explore the different talents that I had. And when you leave school, you kind of just think of it as not something that you can really do forever, and something that's not easy to get into, isn't it? And it's not, but it's something that I really, really wanted to pursue. The media thing. I did some radio at UCT, and funny enough, I didn't even study there.
Wow. Whose
So,
job did you take?
hey, whose back did I scratch? And honestly speaking, I think, I really, really changed the way that everybody out there looked at campus radio.
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at campus radio and it's just about campus. It's just about everything that's, it's confined by what's in those four walls. But I thought, you know what? I have a certain taste in music. I have, things that I want to talk about, things that are not necessarily related to campus life and student life and the challenges that we face. I didn't stay in res. I didn't, Like, let's try and bring superstars, out here, not just for orientation day, but just to come and hang out, I brought Sugar Smacks to UCT.
Oh, yeah?
And I was nobody,
Which year was this?
2012, if I'm not mistaken. El Tito was also there. Dream Team was there. There was a whole bunch of people that I brought out there. And at the time in Cape Town,
Sam, sorry to cut you, but
yeah.
who's flying these guys out to Cape Town to Sammy's show?
No, it wasn't a thing of, come especially for me.
Oh. Okay.
It was a thing of, when you're in town, let's pass by and let's have a conversation. Let's record, let's just chat.
It was an interception.
Well, I mean, okay. So, that was that, and I really did feel like this is something that I could take 1,000 times further, And I remember going to a party in Cape Town, one of many, because and Scoop was there. I met Scoop for the first time, and
Shout out to Scoop.
I don't want to make him seem like the one who was eyeing me more, but it is what it is. And that's how we began to talk. And he asked me what I do, and I was a student at the time. I mentioned the fact that I was on campus radio, and he had this vision of me being a superstar. Like, he had this vision of me being better than him, bigger and better than him, and he just pushed me to come out there, or come to Joburg rather, and give my demo and try my luck. And he was so sure that it was going to happen, like, come Friday, job Friday, that type of thing. And I won't say he sold me dreams, but he just made it sound so simple. Like, of course, Scoop, is the only validation that anybody needs, So I did it. I took some of the demos that I had recorded from campus, and I sent it through. And I actually, not only did I send it, I actually went to Joburg for a weekend. And long story short, I didn't get the job. I didn't get a call back. I didn't get anything.
Which job? Which job was that?
So I went to YFM.
Oh, okay.
I went to YFM, and of course, Scoop was there at the time. And he had previously been there, and that was obviously a starting point for me. And nothing happened. So
the program director is not calling.
No one's calling. No one's saying anything. I go back and I do what I do, and then maybe like a year or two later, I got a phone call, and it was the same gentleman who said to me, "Listen, I have a slot at YFM, primetime slot, but it's only going to go to one person, and there's 4 of you." And I was the only person from outside of Joburg. So there were these 3 girls and myself. And he said to me, listen to the station every day religiously. Try and get a sense of what the station is about, the vibe, the music, the energy. You've got to be really, really just hyper, And I did that. And with all due respect, it didn't matter which week, because every girl had to do an entire week, or DJ, whatever. So, in all honesty, I could be listening to any one of those girls, and I was never able to tell who was who.
Okay, distinct.
Yeah, and guess why I got the job?
Did you create?
You know?
Did you create your persona?
Not at all, not at all.
It was
And
natural.
it was, yes, I went there and I spoke the way that I speak. I went out there and I was really honest about my dream. You know, I said, look, I'm out here. This could be you listening to me every single day. Do you want that? Because I want it. I want you and I to be friends. I want to speak to you every day. I want us to walk a beautiful journey together. I want you to help me just become this person that I want to become. And I can help you, whatever it is that you would like to do. So,
Sam, you definitely becoming a marketing lecturer. like right now, I want to hire you or something. Like,
well, I mean,
like I feel sorry for the person who had to hear that for the first time, because that's when your inspiration was at an all-time high. Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking you haven't done that before, but you telling this person that I'm going to do this.
absolutely, yeah. And I think that more than anything, that's the beauty of radio, is that no one has anything else but the sincerity of your voice to lean onto, you know, the genuity of it all, the honesty. And also, you know, like some of us do, you can fall asleep listening to this voice. Hello. You know, you can really listen to this voice the whole night and just lay your fucking head on that pillow. And the Friday that I went home, I was told that I had gotten a job. And what was nice is that all the other Huns, they also got a job, just not prime time. So we'll catch you after midnight. You know?
Not to be spicy, but do we know the sounds?
Yeah, they're still there. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, but they're still there. Yeah.
Okay. But was radio the end goal though? Or, 'cause
No,
you said-
so when I got there, I had just moved into my house at the time. I was with someone. We had just had a baby together. My child was 3 months old, and we moved into a beautiful, beautiful house by the coast. And
By the coast, I mean Cape Town.
yeah, in Cape Town, by the beach. It was a house by the beach, and I had to pack my bags. I had like 2-3 days to get my things together and take my child with me and start this new life. By the way, I've got no accommodation. I don't know where I'm gonna stay. I don't know what's gonna happen with my baby. It was tough, and at one point I lived in a hotel for a few months. Not to say that the pay was good. That's why I was staying there, but it you know, I didn't have any other choice. And I think that more than anything, I was just excited, you know, and I was willing to do anything. And I from the beginning, even before I got the job, I said, I want you to be a part of this journey with me. I'm going to put my everything on the table. This is who I am. I'm a single mother. Well, not a single mother, but I'm a young mother. I'm chasing my dreams. I need a place to stay. By the way, before we carry on, can you suggest like 1 or 2 places where I should and should not stay? You know, like there's a topic of conversation. You know, and
Who are you talking to?
you, everybody, yeah. So, and whatever was happening, and still to this day, you know, whatever's going on, and at the time, like I said, it was very difficult. My baby's young. I have no place to stay, and those kind of things.
Sam,
Whenever,
not to cut you, but now the guy you left back in Cape Town, are you still communicating?
no, absolutely, we're still together. He's a pilot in the Air Force,
Okay.
and the plan was for him to then come and move up here as well. But you know, in the Air Force, they have to kind of do other courses. So he went to Bloem for a time, and then he was only able to come. And by then, I had found a nice place, and I was settled, and those kind of things, you know. But you know, moving on, I then went into television, and that also just came by chance. It's crazy. I was sitting in the YFM kind of slow lounge, you know, whatever, and Kuto was actually there, and V-Ent actually came to do an interview with her. So I like hijacked the show, you know. So she was out there, and she was like talking to everybody, and she was like, "Hey, this is whoever," and this but I think also she. And
Yo, scoop.
and then I got a DM. It said, was it you? Was it you that we just saw?
Yeah.
Hell fucking yes. How can I help you? And that's what happened. I found myself on V Prime, and then I went to, and then I was actually doing VNT, and then I was the face of Channel O, and it was just Scoop and I did fucking Turn Up, you know?
Oh.
And
And whoever they replace.
people, absolutely.
Yo, like, listen. I wanted to get into that 10 out of 10.
Can we not go there? Wait, I just want Sam to, like, I want to hear Sam's perspective, and then we can nitpick from it. And then, Sam,
I'm listening.
yeah, I'd rather have you tell the story, and then you're going to hear the crowd's perception of the whole thing.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Get that off, and then I don't think we'll be biased towards it, and then we'll just, give out our thoughts about it.
Okay. All right. So I'll try not to to make it too long.
Yeah. No. Keep it as informative as possible.
Okay. So so we are at the point of the VN, the turn up, the drop, and of course they couldn't just like throw me in the deep end, host 10 up, they just had to give me like a smonyana thing. And I actually left out the part where in the beginning when I first worked at Y, I was approached by C Live to do a gig guide for Club 808. And you can imagine I mean, that show is huge. When Mo Flava and Nontle was still the hosts, they were doing the most. And my job was just to do a gig guide. And I did it for free. And my following went... And I was 110% willing to do it for free because I wanted people to put a face to the voice. I wanted to be in everybody's face. I wanted to get an idea of what people really thought of me. If they were excited to see more of me, if they were excited by the fact that there was a bit of change within the industry, that there was a different vibe that was introduced to the industry. And of course, people were trying to figure out, race, wada,
Still trying to figure that out.
It's cool. Latino. So I did that, and then eventually, I got to travel. I emceed some of the biggest concerts. I remember emceeing and introducing Schoolboy Q, Kid Ink, and Ray Shremmerd on stage. That was like one of the most incredible moments of my life because there was thousands and thousands of people screaming my name.
Where was this?
It was Merefordshire Square. So that was really exciting, and
Sam, how are you not used to that?
Well, how can I get used to that? How can I ever get used to that?
Okay, I don't want to talk about Instagram,
Yeah.
and I don't want to talk about social media in a whole. But I know there's a whole lot of thirsty people who I know they'd be like, "Yo, Sam, what's
Really?
up? What's up, Sam?" Like, I can see where the obsession comes from. Like, how do you like? I feel like actually, I don't want to get into anything. I want to listen to you right now. You're not used to people screaming your name in the middle of this big crowd.
Yes.
Nerves. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, people really didn't have much of a choice because I was banging that day. I really was, and I think that I had enough time to put myself out there, and one thing that I've realized is that it's all about relevancy. Like, if you're not relevant, you're not going to get booked, and you're not going to get booked for the big gigs. So, trust me, that time I was like in my prime, and I really do feel like all these people, like even like the production companies and like, you know, even like the makeup artists, all these people that I surrounded myself with in terms of the shows and the actual like in terms of the shows actually, they had put so much responsibility on my shoulders. You know, like I had to carry the name, I had to carry the brand, I had to, you know, it was hectic, it was really tough, and it was very nerve-wracking for me because I mean, I'm very critical, and I critique everything, and I'm so fucking like, I analyze absolutely everything, and I'll tell you, if you're shit, you're shit, you know. And I really was like, I was worried that was gonna happen, like with everyone, you know.
Like they're gonna tell you.
Yeah, but I've realized, like, and that's one thing that I've realized now, is that when I do a lot of motivational speaking and public speaking and those kind of things, if there's 1,000 people in here and there's one person that can remember one thing from everything that I've said, that's enough. So sometimes I feel like we put too much pressure on ourselves, and we're always looking at the majority, but it's the minority that see the bigger picture, and they're there for a specific reason, you know, not just, we'll find out when we get there, you know, because I kind of feel like we do have to see beyond what's in front of us. So I'm doing all these things, it's cool, the money is nice, and then like within 6 months of working on a regional station, I was asked to work for the SABC. And I was like, wow, there's people who've been working here for 5 years, they're still working here 5 years, they haven't left, and I just got you, and hey, hello.
What's good?
So, you know, new job, who this? And like, yes, of course, you know, the money that they offered me was like almost 3 times more than what I was getting at Y, you know, but it was an opportunity for the entire country to hear me and, you know, hear my story, and, you know, for us all to get to know each other, you know, young and old, black and white, you know, educated and uneducated, you know what I'm saying? So that was really cool, but I didn't have the best experience, in all honesty, you know. I had a lot of people who loved me, but I was never given the opportunity to give 100% of myself.
Is this from the producers?
No, it's because I had the most... you know, to be honest, I think Mo Flava, when he worked at Y, he was a mentor. He was somebody I really, really respected and looked up to. And he would give me advice. You know, sometimes during my show, I would get a message from him, and he would tell me, don't say this, say this, remember to say this. And I really, really, I did it. You know, I paid so much attention because he's been doing this for the longest time.
That's crazy.
And I was like, wow, people place so much value on me and what I'm doing, and they want me to do better, and they want me to, you know, the things that I'm missing, they're willing to tell me. And
wait, Sam, you took advice from Mo Flava.
Mo Flava.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't because, you know, he had a nice car or whatever the case is. I for some reason, I really, really, So, then when I got this wonderful contract and I was ready to start my new journey in this you know, big building with all these big people and this big chick, I didn't even know, and this is like me just throwing it out there, I didn't even know that he was going to be my co-host. And this is information that they tell you, like in the beginning, isn't it? They say, this is going to be your boss, this is going to be your PA, she's going to do admin, this is the tea lady, this is the lady who's going to hold your umbrella. That happened to me. I had somebody who, their job was to hold an umbrella. When I shot the hustle,
Mega Star Sosa.
What's the name?
that nigga was there. I don't know. That's bad, but I bought him lunch quite a few times, and I said, it's okay, you can just rest your arms a little bit. It's okay, you know. So you're supposed to know these things. And I got into this boardroom, and I'm like, I see the producer, okay, check. I see the music compiler, check. I see my boss, check. I see the lady who does, the adverts and those kind of things, the scheduling, peeps.
You remember all these people?
I'm like, Mo Flavor?
What's that?
Yeah. Are you maybe my producer or something, And they say, no, this is your co-host, you know? And I was like, OMG. And I don't know, but now looking back, I think that if I had known, I wouldn't have signed that contract.
Yeah. You also know.
I don't know. Remember, in life, you might think you know something, but you actually don't. You know.
So those texts where you were getting tips, why did they not translate to "we're gonna be co-hosts"?
No. I did go to school.
Did he know?
And I don't know. I don't know.
Me.
See, so we get into this boardroom, and he's there, and I, deep down inside, I'm actually really like, I'm shitting myself, but also like I'm really, really pissed, But anyway, we go with the flow. We're sitting there, we're brainstorming. That same morning, we
Sam's phone is going crazy.
Sorry. We this is so rude of me. So so that morning we came up with the name of our show. It was called The Morning Fix, and it was 8 to 10. That's when they sort of changed the scheduling of the station, where it now started an hour earlier. So Glenn and Nunati were starting at like some ridiculous time, like 5 to 8. Yeah. So we had the show name, and this was the team. It was myself, Mo Flavor, Tato, and DJ Jaws.
I know Jaws.
Jaws is my boy, and I think, if maybe he had a little bit more power within the SABC, maybe I would still be there. So, well, not even that. I think he just saw the bullshit for what it was, and I think that from the beginning, when I entered this industry, I was very, very, everything was just based on talent and what I was capable of and just what I wanted to do. It was never about, this looks fun, maybe I should try this, I know I'm terrible at this, but let me do it anyway and take her check, you know what I'm saying? Let me talk to Mang Mang. It was never about that. It was purely just about people saw something. They saw something in me, and I think that's just what it was.
So was that your first time experiencing what you could call maybe the politics of the industry?
Well, at the time, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't think of it. I didn't want to think of it like that because, of course, like I'm on this fantastic. I'm just climbing this amazing ladder,
But Sam, I think you're skipping something very important. The reason we're getting into that, the fix not working, you didn't talk to that.
Okay, so
public, what the public thought.
And the reality.
Sammy's got a job somewhere else.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to get into. So. When I was doing the show, people, they really loved me and so on and so forth, and Mo didn't give me the airtime that I needed, and it was a problem.
Is he cutting you off as you're talking?
No, he's just talking. At some point it actually became a problem where people were saying, but why is it like Sam is like a guest here? Why is it like she's featuring? Why is it she's like just the skr in the background, So... And we did go upstairs to the guys upstairs. They said, listen, if there's a 3-minute link, everybody gets a minute and a half. Mo Flavor said something to me one day. He was like, if you want to say something, you got to raise your hand. And I saw that bullshit that he did with Kutzwa at YFM. That's how they used to operate.
Wait, what?
When she wanted to say something, she had to raise her hand. And I get that maybe he just wanted to avoid the talking over one another type of bullshit, but this is the thing about chemistry, and this is the thing about, just respect and being able to just listen, to the other person. And I felt like the reason why the show had so much potential is because here we have Mo Flavor for whatever he is. I don't know what accolades he has, and I don't know what personality traits he has, and I don't really give a fuck. But then here you have me, who here I am. Okay, I'm young, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Of course, you know, you'd get a totally different perspective and opinion from this person because we're totally different, you know? So why not fucking just take advantage of that shit, you know? Of course, if you saying, hey, Neymar, then let me say, hey, whoever, you know what I mean? And there's so many things I could have spoken about. There's so many things that I could have addressed. There's so many things that I wanted to speak about, but I mean, any clown can do research. Any fucking idiot can pick up a newspaper and talk as though they eat, breathe, and sleep that shit. And if they can do it, 100% I fucking can too. You know what I mean? So, and it's not even about that I'm more than or less than or whatever the case is. I mean, fuck. There's a reason why I'm here, isn't it? Or unless somebody had a fucking agenda, you know? So, I mean, like, long story short, when the peeps came to me and they said, we've got the show, this is the hustle, we want it to be your show, I was like,
Sam, before we go there, did you and Mo have lunch?
Is lunch maybe like, there's a meeting in the bedroom?
No, just to discuss it.
Like, you know, sometimes I hate all the people I work with, but sometimes, I mean, a lunch can solve a lot of things. So did you guys take the reason I'm asking this question is like, did you guys sit together and say, look, man, it's not working?
No, we didn't have to because, you know, like Mo...
Are you saying the fix was unfixable?
I'm saying that Mo doesn't care who you are and how talented you are. You know? There was a point where... and I mean, you guys are also, like... I'd like to know from you if you also think that I didn't ever deserve to be on that show. Because Mo said, but of course I should talk more, and of course I should, of course I should speak more because I've been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, but he's like 500 years old.
And that was how he just won each and every single case for why I should never speak or could never speak. You know, it's because he's been doing this. You know, who am I? I'm just... You know, so I'm just the face of the show, I guess. So, but anyway, so we did not speak about it because he made it very clear that this is how it will always be. This is how it should be, and it's fine. You know, I mean, okay. But I think because, you know, there was a point where it just like I couldn't handle it, and I hated coming to work, and I hated the situation that I was in because I really wasn't able to. I mean, this is where I started, you know, and now, like, it's not what it used to be. I had my own show, and now I've got to share it, and I don't mind sharing, but, like...
You're not even sharing it further.
Yeah, you know, it's not fair.
And at one point, were you feeling like, I'm better than this guy, and he's...
Not at all. I just, not at all. But I just think that, you know, here was an opportunity for me to now really, really put myself out there, and for people to... just understand me better, and you know, I just think that it's just we're cut from different cloths. We're two very different people. I think I'm quite a humble person, and you know, at the SEBC you would find students like piled up against the glass to just watch you and see your face and hope that you'll call them to come around the corner to take a picture with you. And I would always acknowledge these people. Every single time it happened. Even today in the streets. Sometimes I'm like, how do you know me? But you're who? And I'm like, okay. And he would never, ever, ever even give them the time of day. He wouldn't even acknowledge them. Ever. And I'm not painting him in this terrible light. This is just my experience with him. And I don't take away from the fact that I used to, you know, look up to him, and I took his advice, and I used to listen to him. When I grew up, he was doing breakfast, he was doing, you know, lunchtime, he was in the afternoon. You know, I listened to him.
Why?
And because I was getting ready for school, and that's what I was playing. But that's just, and to be in the same, to say this is my colleague, whoa, We share the same seat. We share the same desk. We work for the same. We're under the same roof, same umbrella.
So if that meeting had happened before, and you knew you were gonna co-host with Mo,
I said no. I wouldn't have. I was never ever going to agree to that. No, I'm not saying that I need to get to know you first before we can work together. You know, it's not like that. If anything, it's a process. You know, it's really a process, and I think that sometimes you can get away with not knowing each other, but because the chemistry is so dope on air, it's all that matters. And I'm not even trying to take this chemistry out of this. You know, so that's all that it was. And then, like, you know, when the hustle happened, I, like, you know, the fucking good girl that I am, I was like, hey, can I please do this show? Why am I work as a freelancer. I understand the dynamics of the SABC and multi-choice.
Sam.
But do you understand that this is actually bringing a lot more...
Okay, can I come in there, Sam?
Hello.
Freelancer. We're not contracted to the show at the time when we were at Metro.
Which show?
Like the Fix. Contract.
Hello, yes. But just because I want everybody to just be on the same page and know what we're getting up to, even though we don't really fucking care, I'm just telling you by the by, this is what needs to happen.
In the midst of your disagreement with Mo,
Yeah.
the other co-hosts, like, how do you feel?
Well, look, Tato, he's a producer. I think he could see that there was a bit of... You know, it was a bit uneasy, you know, and I think he did try and do the best he could, but there was a point in time where I felt like he was a little bit biased and he would always lean towards Mo and he would just take Mo's ideas, you know. Jaws, I suppose, like, he's the crazy guy, he's like the technical producer, he's the fun guy, that's my nigga, you know. So he was somebody I could always confide in, you know, so... Here I am, I asked this guy, I told them about my this opportunity that I have to shoot the hustle, and they say to me,
You're not
So-
control. You're not control.
well, okay, you
This is
don't,
another
well,
Kanye West.
so, I did that. I did what I had to do. I can write the best fucking motivational letters ever. You know what I mean? So I sent it, and now we wait. You got what you asked for. I'm expecting you to not even give me a yay or a nay, but to just acknowledge that, you know, I've given you what you've asked for, and I didn't even have to do this shit, you know? And you must remember that not everything is about you. You know, you can't now come and tell the production company, no, I'm waiting for mom and dad to give me permission. No, we've got a show to shoot. People have already submitted. We've got our judges, aka Cooley, Doomy. We've got Sam as the host. We've got to shoot. Now, I just want to, like, make you understand and, like, try and just, like, wrap up with this thing, the situation and what happened. So, I went and I did it. I shot the hustle. During the time that I was shooting the hustle, I didn't even shower at home because I just needed an extra hour of sleep. That's how hectic things were, and there was just no time. So I would wake up, brush my teeth, go to the SABC in Auckland Park. At the time, I lived in Dainfern. So I'd go all the way to Auckland Park. I would do the show. I would stay for an extra hour. I would go to set. That was in Northcliffe. I would shower on set. And that was cool because the bathroom was much better there than what was at my house.
Sam, can we...
And then, no, let me finish. And then I'd shower on set. And I'd do my makeup and I'd do all those things and we'd shoot. I did this for 9 days straight. And after,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, let's just pause it for a minute. We'll come back.
You should have
to
said
the
so.
second part. Oh, wow.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Alright, we'll be back with that. Oh, wow. Okay, we're back from a little dinner break.
That was a punching.
This is keep us going from where you were.
All right, so I would do the show at Metro FM, go to North Cliff, we'd shoot the hustle. That would literally take the entire day. And then, of course, after we've shot the entire episode, we chill, we drink, we chat, And I ended up getting home at, like, ridiculous times. And, sometimes I'd have other things to do after that. So I don't know, how many people really know, but I shot an entire season in the space of 9 days.
What?
So what you say, what you see on TV, one episode every week, you're watching this shit for like 3 months. I shot in a week.
What?
So and honestly,
Who's producing this show?
So
sorry to cut you,
Yep.
Sam. Like, who's producing the show, and then was this what was contractual, or was it because of your schedule?
No. So look, I had a contract with the production company, and the check was good. I loved the concept. We've never seen anything like this before. And one thing that I said at the sort of screening of the first episode was that this entire show was shot by black, competent, educated, very, very creative individuals. And it was shot so well. I mean, that thing was clean. Some of the things that you guys tweet about on Sundays, the quality is terrible. So,
No shade.
so I was really, really proud of the entire production and package. So, just like the point I'm trying to make is that you can imagine how much strain I had put on my body. And one thing that I've learned about just being in this industry is there's nothing more important than sleep. I have never, I can tell you now that I value sleep so much more today than what I did before, because after I shot that entire season, I just felt like, okay, I don't feel good, but I'm just going to keep going. And my body completely crashed, and I felt ill for quite some time. Sorry. And then
Sam,
I wasn't...
sorry to cut you, but when you're feeling ill, is this some of the excuses the guys at SABC were using to say that you don't?
No, look, I mean, you basing what your question on what you saw on the front page.
100%.
They said, we fired her because she wasn't really sick. She was out shooting the hustle. And just for the record, actually, no.
Can you
The fact of the matter is, we have everything out here on the table. You have my schedule, you have my pay slip, you have my everything. You have me, I checked in, I clocked in every single fucking day at the SABC when I was shooting the show. So how the fuck can you tell me that I was pretending to be sick? Because I didn't come into this industry to fuck around and say, today I feel like jeopardizing my entire career. Today I feel like being on the front page of the newspaper. Today I really feel like getting fired, And I didn't actually care. I didn't even want to waste my time. Package that you're just receiving. And that's the attitude. It's just it's this attitude of they have no remorse. And I also kind of feel like we have people who don't really know radio. They don't actually place value on radio. It's more just about the money and that kind of stuff. And
advertisers?
yeah, and I just kind of felt like, it's cool. somebody is going to give me a call very soon. And what happened? Power FM gave me a shout. They hollered.
Before we go to Power FM,
They hollered.
were you happy to sign off the SABC termination, knowing that the hustle is cutting the check?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like the biggest platform in the country.
Absolutely. I don't care.
It's good new management.
I think, in all honesty, it's quite sad that you have people and I know this for a fact because it's a conversation that was had recently. It's quite sad that you have people who, so this is you hire me, you come to me and you say, Sam, I want you to be a part of this team. And then for whatever reason, whether you support the agenda or not, you, the same person that hired me, come to me and you say, no, but you're fired. And then a month later, you tell your own benches, you're sitting at a branyana and you're like, yo, but I love that girl. And she is so talented and she deserves to be here and all those kind of things. But you don't make it happen. But knowing that you actually can. And the thing is, we forget that.
That actually comes to
Does it?
something.
100%.
That actually comes to something I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
100%.
Because it is Metro FM is the SABC and
Yes.
SABC goes a long way.
But what I'm saying is, you just think that you restricted within Metro FM. But no. Anyway. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you are.
Cut that off.
Just to.
No, look, I mean, I really am grateful for the opportunity. It's no, absolutely, yes. I really am grateful for the opportunity, and every single day I pitched up for work. I pitched up on time. I stayed an extra hour. Like I was really committed to the cause. And I just kind of feel like this is me not saying fuck you because I resent y'all. I just feel like it's unfair that you can just make this assumption and you can just say whatever and people will just believe you. Like still to this day, like people think that I'm just this fucking liar. That's what's out there. And there's so many things that have been written and it's like, fuck, you guys who don't even have children, who aren't even responsible, who have no fucking morals, who are half fucking educated, you think that me, the person who has ticked all those fucking boxes, you really think I'm gonna walk on the street and just totally disregard my upbringing, like, what I've learned, my experience, the fact that I have children, the fact that I have responsibilities, the fact that I've been heartbroken, all those kind of things. You think that this is just a fucking show. It's not. Like, yes, the world is a stage and whatever that bullshit you guys learn and whatever, what is it in English? But it's actually fucking not. And the reality is that sometimes you end up like in this tight fucking corner where you can't even breathe. Because you don't have control over your life, your career, and what is actually said out there, Yeah, and because half of these people online also just have no sense of individualism, they are following the first thing that they read. Like, do you guys really personally know MT? You guys really personally know me? Everybody's saying, oh, MT, please help him. Oh my God, I feel... But like, really? Is MT going to also come to your house and say... Come, let's no. It's a terrible example, but I just kind of feel like
It's gonna come to the empty topic, but just before you pass on that, I can only imagine. I don't know if it's the appropriate term, but once the gatekeepers, if I can call them, of the media industry, then decide to go to the papers and paint you with this. Brush that everybody's going to believe because, like you said, they're beyond the law. What do you then? How do you feel in that moment?
No, it's terrible. Yeah, I think
depression.
That 100%. Yeah, no, it's actually quite. It's quite. I mean, I don't have a G-Wagon to get into, so of course I'm gonna be upset, But but like, yeah, like I really do love radio, and I think that sometimes I kind of feel like I'm better at radio than I am on TV.
I really think you're better than a lot of people.
A lot.
Most of these people within the radio industry, I think you're better than them.
Thank you.
And I think they've colluded and agreed that this is not your space.
Is this
And I
conspiracy?
thought, no, this is opinion. I precluded it with that. But I really think there are a lot of lanes you can still pursue. I listened to your, I'm sure you'll come to that opportunity at HD. I don't know what happened there. But then I think there are a lot of gates now to which the gates they keep. Like
No,
you said.
look, I think that yeah, there's only so much they can do. There's only so much I can allow them to do. You know, even when I reopened like certain things, and I you know, did some more investigating, whether it pertains to the specific topic or not, I really always thought about what would happen if word got out there, like people know that I'm doing these things, or people know that I'm suing all these people, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because like you think that people get over things, but sometimes when I'm on television or there's an article that's written about me and it's good things, there's always that one motherfucker that's like, oh, did she do this, or did she, you know, what happened to that thing, you know? People never forget, you know? And they also are not willing to listen to my side of the story, even if I give it, which I never have even bothered to do so, and that's okay.
No, again, the thing is, people don't. What's this good quotable avoid? People don't care about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. And at the end of the day, it's way more entertaining to think Sammy Sosa ran away from Metro to film The Grand Hustle than they were just assholes.
That was a good narrative.
That was fire narrative. Like,
I helped them.
Tell us about that.
I helped them. Like, you know, they just, not helped them, but I gave them the story, and they were just like, this looks better here, and this maybe we should put in the front, and then like, yeah, she did this, you know, like that's what they do. But I worked at Power, and that was exciting to work for a radio station with the likes of Jeremy Maggs, Iman Rapetti, and so on. And I was working on weekends, and I had an incredible music show. I had one of the best playlists I've ever had in my entire life. And I also left